Hello, my name is Kay.
And I am Zick.
Tonight our topic is summer camps. Zick, which camp is best?
New England Keswick is the best. It's spelled Keswick.
So, what is New England Keswick?
New England Keswick is a non-denominational Christian youth camp and retreat center in Monterey, Massachusetts. Spreading over 425 acres, Keswick is situated at a base elevation of 1,600 feet in the Berkshire Mountains of western Massachusetts, in a remote and beautiful woodland setting. New England Keswick was established on February 8, 1941 as a Bible conference and youth camp, and today Keswick operates camp and retreat events year-round. Prior to the founding of New England Keswick, the property was used from 1929 to 41 by Sudan Interior Mission, as a training ground for its missionaries. Prior to 1929 the property was privately owned farmland, with its use dating back to about 1780, when the original structure on the property was built, a colonial home known today as Livingstone House. The name Keswick was taken from an annual Bible convention which began in 1875 in Keswick, England, and which grew into the Keswick movement, a Christian revival emphasizing that each person who becomes a disciple of Jesus Christ will enjoy a life of complete fullness and sufficiency through faith in Him.
Blah, 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 I'm so bored.
Today, New England Keswick continues this emphasis on a complete and abundant life for all who place their personal faith in Jesus Christ. Many thousands of people have been influenced and blessed by Keswick's ministry since 1941, and even before when for years previous, missionaries worked and prayed, and studied God's Word on this same acreage. Keswick's history is deep with meaning, and it connects us to today. This is clear each year in our summer program. At Keswick, summer lasts forever. That's because when you have an experience that changes everything, it really never ends. Sure, summers come and go, and we all move forward into our next year in school or work, but after a Keswick summer you'll travel into the future with memories and friendships that truly last a lifetime. The Keswick experience has always been about relationships, above all, the ultimate relationship in complete new life that comes with reconciliation with God through Jesus Christ. As God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you, it really does last forever.
Wow. New England Keswick sounds awesome. I will be sure to sign up as a counselor this summer.
Okay. We are boring, and our voices, droning. So, you will not make a good counselor. I am so sorry for this loss.
Well, will our viewers please check out Keswick.com.
So, Kay, what was your favorite camp as a child?
It was Pine Brook Camp.
What is it?
It's a camp.
Huh, really? I know that. You know what I mean.
Well, Pine Brook Camp is a non-denominational Christian camping ministry sponsored by Camp Anderson Foundation Incorporated. It is located 35 miles north of Springfield, Massachusetts, and operates year-round to serve individuals, churches and other Christian organizations. Pine Brook is a non-profit corporation that is governed by a volunteer board of directors. Pine Brook is not owned or operated by any church or denomination. Our mission statement says, Pine Brook Camp uses the unique experience of Christian camping to proclaim, equip, and serve. Proclaim Christ through biblically centered programs, equip believers for spiritual growth and leadership, serve ministries and families through quality programs and exceptional hospitality.
Wow, that's so totally cool.
Excuse me, but did I interrupt your long story? No, thought not. Here's the statement of faith.
You millimeters, sorry, but we don't really have the time for all that in the story of the camp.
Okay. Well, in the beginning, the camp consisted of a Methodist chapel, a parsonage, and a row of horse sheds. The first name was the Robbins Memorial Health Camp. In 1931 Reverend Anderson renamed it Camp Beth, the name shortened from the biblical Bethsaida of Galilee, the native home of Philip, Peter, and Andrew, and the place where Christ fed the 5,000. Under the direction of Reverend Anderson, the Reverend Herbert Dixon of Leverett, and the Reverend Gifford Toll of Southampton opened the first organized camp in 1933. In the fall of 1938 and the next summer, misfortune struck Camp Beth. The September 1938 New England hurricane knocked to the ground the dining section of the camp, and felled many of the pines. The greater tragedy was the death of Reverend William Anderson in July 1939. In succeeding months, after thinking over how much Camp Beth meant to Reverend Anderson, Reverend Dixon decided to reconstruct the camp. In honor of its founder, it became Camp Anderson in 1940. In 1962, the Franklin County Child Evangelism Fellowship started Good News Camp. For 7 years they used the Child Evangelism Fellowship Camp in Charlestown, New Hampshire. In 1969 Good News Camp started using Camp Anderson's facility to run their program. Good News Camp was associated with Child Evangelism Fellowship out of Boston. In 1986, a fire burned down Dixon Hall, Camp Anderson's main meeting hall. This devastating fire, and Camp Anderson's struggling program, made the Board of Trustees decide to sign over the facility to a new Board of Trustees made up of Christian men, many of whom were involved with Good News Camp. The Good News Camp program was growing, and the trustees felt the camp would grow under new leadership. In 1992, the Board of Trustees decided to separate their program from Child Evangelism Fellowship. They kept the name Good News Camp until the spring of 1994, when a new name was chosen for the camp. This decision was made with the plan of becoming a year-round facility with year-round programs. The name Pine Brook Camp and Conference Center, Camp Anderson Foundation Incorporated was chosen. Please visit PenebraCamp.com.
We're out of time. Thanks for watching our show.